Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Duffill, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hello friends, welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for joining me on the next episode of our podcast. Something that has been mentioned to me so many times already, and we are only in the middle of February, not even in the middle of February, is Cass, how can I get new clients? I'm struggling to get clients, or the clients that I am getting don't seem exactly aligned with what I offer. The clients I have, they're just not the right fit. How can I get amazing clients? So that's what I'm talking about today. Today, I am discussing the ways that you can attract the right clients and create your own, what I call the consistent client formula. You want a practice that is full of amazing clients, your right fit clients. Those are the people who know your value, know your work, and they're there to get the results that you provide. Believe me, when you build a practice that is full of the right clients, these people, they're eager to invest in their health. They're not second guessing your treatment plans. They're not second guessing the investment that it takes to get well. Remember here that the transformation you provide is so much bigger than just the consultations that you have with them. Yes, they might come in with, for example, a gut problem, but you change their life in such a way that they can go and eat out again. They can enjoy dining in restaurants. They might be able to travel overseas when they haven't been able to for a long time. Think about clients who are on a fertility journey and all they want is to grow their family or have their first child. And you, as a fertility practitioner, you help them achieve that. You have changed the course of their life forever. You have given them first birthdays. You have given them the joy of first days at schools and last days at school and marriages and grandkids. Think about the ripples that your treatment provides. They are so far reaching, and I think it's time that we own our worth and find amazing clients who are ready, willing, and eager to invest in working with you. Before we dive in, I want to chat to you about somebody, and it is a client of mine. I'm going to call her Tamara because I know a lot of you know her. That is not her name. She's a little bit shy, but let's talk about Tamara. Tamara is a client of mine. She has been trying to get her practice mobilized for the last 3 or 4 years. She's been stuck in that feast and famine cycle. She's been struggling to get traction. I know that many of you can be nodding your heads right now thinking, yes, I know this. I know how this feels. So Tamara, let's call her Tamara. We've been working together on her client attracting strategies. Where is she showing up? What is she saying? And how is she bringing the right people into her world? Now, there's a number of strategies that go behind doing this, but let me just say, it wasn't as hard as she thought it was going to be. We make it as simple as possible. I'm all about the path of least resistance to get you the best results. Doesn't that sound good? So that's what we did with Tamara. Now, in 6 weeks, let me tell you what happened. For the first 4 weeks, she was not happy. She said to me, I feel like I'm talking to nobody. I'm doing marketing and I'm putting out emails and I feel like I'm talking to nobody. And I said, yes, that is part of the course. Put your blinkers on and keep on going. And she did. Do you want to know what happened? By the time she hit week 6, she was so excited. She had 4 new clients booked in for a discovery call. They all turned out to be her right fit clients, and all 4 of them became brand new clients to her clinic. So after a little bit of work for just 4 to 6 weeks, you can start to see the difference in your practice. Would that be great for you? I know it would be. Hey, so let's dive into how you can start to activate this in your clinic. And the great thing about doing this consistent client formula in a way that attracts the right people means that you never have to compromise your integrity. You aren't burning yourself out just working longer hours or more hours. You never have to dance on TikTok, and you sure as heck don't have to slide into someone's DMs with a slimy message or waste time friend farming on social media. None of those strategies work. So please, if you're using those, take a second to relook at it, because I'm pretty sure somewhere in your gut's going, that doesn't feel right. You have to do what feels right, because when it's feeling right, It's in alignment. It's in integrity. Okay. We don't want to compromise your values or your integrity in the way that you attract clients to your business. Enough said on that. Let's move on into today's content. Let's start by really understanding that wellness client in 2025, that potential client for your business. No matter what niche you're in, what I can tell you is that person they're very informed right now. They know a lot about their condition. They have done a lot of research. They have deep dived this, looking for answers, looking for help, and looking for results. These people are very tech savvy. They know how to use online bookings. They know how to use online portals. And to be really frank, they're looking for that. So if you're not offering things like online bookings, online portals, and a really streamlined experience, you might lose clients over that. They're also seeking really personalized, thorough, holistic solutions. They know that out of the box cookie cutter treatment protocols just don't work, and they are looking for something more. For the people that a standardized protocol is enough, they are the people who are buying DIY programs. They're not looking for tailored one-to-one support from a practitioner. They're not your people in one-to-one consult. What you're looking for are these people who are more informed, tech savvy, who really want that tailored experience because they value practitioners who offer that. They are going to value your expertise. They're going to value your empathy. They're going to value the way that you offer them bespoke, tailored solutions that empower their health journey. These people also, they crave authenticity and they crave connection. It's the two things that have been missing in the online space for a long, long time, and people are starting to demand that. So make sure you are showing up with authenticity and you're finding ways to connect with them. Your right fit clients, they're also looking for practitioners who understand their journey, someone who understands the unique challenges and what it is to deal with the health condition they have. That's why for so many of you, your origin story is key in your marketing and how you're putting yourself out there into the world, because they want to know that you understand it, that you've been there before, that you've helped yourself and you've helped others. Now, if your journey isn't one of an origin story with health issues, that's absolutely fine too. You'll have client stories. All of those things add to the credibility of what you offer as a practitioner. But by and large, your right fit clients have to be people who are willing to invest in their health and the journey that they need to take, because we know it is not a one pill or one consult fix everything sort of situation, is it? We know that people need to stay with us for a period of time to get the results that they're looking for. So these are the people that you need. Now, keeping this in mind is really crucial to creating client journeys and marketing that are going to attract them. So let's break down my consistent client formula into a few simple steps. The first one is defining your right fit clients. Now, I've just talked you through a lot of that, haven't I? I've tried to put your brain in the right space for what we're talking about next. You need to be crystal clear on who it is that you help, how it is that you help them, and what they need. This is more than old-fashioned demographics that this person works at a job, earns $100,000 a year, and has 2.5 children. That doesn't tell you a lot about what they really need, does it? Your ideal client or your right fit client is more aligned now to the results that they're looking for. They might be somebody who's had a health issue for a long time. They've tried other ways to fix it and nothing's resolved it yet. They might be somebody who's a little bit despondent about their health because they have tried and failed before. They might think that your solution may not work for them because, again, they've tried and failed before. So you need to really get into the mindset of these people. What do they feel? Okay, what do they feel about this situation? Do they feel it's something that just can't be fixed, that there isn't a solution? What do they think? They might think that natural solutions are too hard. Maybe I've got to do it for too long. Okay, they might think and feel things that are putting them off moving forward and working with someone like yourself. The next part of uncovering this right fit client is, what do they believe? Because it's very hard to get somebody to come on and work with you if they have a belief that it's not for them on some level. So do they believe that it's too expensive and they can't afford it? Do they believe that someone in their busy lifestyle won't have the time to make the changes that they need? Do they believe, based on experiences with other practitioners, that what you're offering just isn't going to work? So it's deep diving into that emotional side of your ideal client. Forget where they live, how many kids they've got, etc. That may not play into your client avatar unless, of course, you're dealing with someone who's a parent. Number of kids might be a really valuable part of that. But for most of you, it's not those old school stats anymore. I want you to brainstorm this on a piece of paper and write down, think, feel, and believe. What do these people think about the health issue? How do they feel about it? And what do they believe? Those things you create there go into step number 2, where we create your magnetic marketing messages. Most practitioners aren't getting found online because your messages are falling flat. You've heard me say it before, when we're talking to everyone, we're talking to no one. We have to be really specific. Look at it this way. As somebody who used to deliver metabolic balance, advertising it in this way, lose 10 kilos before summer, or busy mums, would you like to lose weight the easy way without sweating it out in the gym? Which of those two statements is going to be more likely to attract the right clients for you? I can tell you firsthand because they're statements that I tried to see the results of, and I can tell you firsthand from trying them that statement number 2 gets the cut through. Because let's say that our ideal client is a busy mum. She's a busy mum, she's balancing kids, she's balancing work, and she's looking for a solution to reset her metabolism, lose that little bit of excess weight. What she really wants is so much deeper than just wanting to lose weight. What are her desires? What are her needs? She needs for this solution to fit within all the busy requirements of her family. She needs it to fit within her work schedule. She needs it to be a solution that's not going to take her away from her family for excessive amounts of time because she doesn't have that time available. So telling her that it's an easy solution she can do at home without having to sweat it out in the gym for hours on end is going to speak to exactly what she needs. So with your marketing messages, take what you've learned from step 1 with your right fit clients and blend that with what your client needs and what does your client desire. This ideal client or right fit client, what do they really desire? And it's always deeper than you think. You might think that your client just wants to be healthy again. And that is part of it. But if you dive below that, it might be that they've had to give up hobbies they used to enjoy and they'd love to go back to playing touch football or salsa dancing. It might be that they want to travel, but they haven't been able to because their health is limited. So dive deep. What do these people really, really want? And this is going to help you create some of those marketing messages that attract the right clients. If you're not getting the right clients in your clinic, I would suggest to go and have a look at your marketing messages. What are you saying out there? What are you promoting? What does your website say? Because if you're not getting the right people, somewhere along the line, you're not saying the things that they want to hear. Step 3, I call this your client attraction system. We need a steady flow of potential new clients coming into your clinic so you can keep those books nice and full or as full as you want them to be. And you need to work out a way to make this happen. Now, your client attraction system is about how you market yourself. How do you find these potential people in your marketing? Your client attraction system is not posting on Facebook, going live on Instagram. Those channels do not work to attract clients. Some of you may get the odd client off social media, and if you do, fantastic. But the days where you could build a thriving business just based on a social media platform are long gone. And it doesn't matter how many followers you have either. I had a discovery call with a client last year who has 100,000 followers on Instagram, but was not making a cent in their business. So stop chasing those follower metrics because they don't convert to dollars in the door, and instead create a client attraction system that works for your business. For most practitioners, a great way to do this is a freebie funnel or a lead magnet funnel. Think about a funnel for a second, and it's about being wider at the top and it skinnies down at the bottom. It's getting a number of leads at the top and they filter through to the percentage that convert at the bottom. Those people might convert into one-to-ones, they might convert into your programs or packages, they might convert into your signature offer. They could go into a number of different offers that you have, and it's about aligning them with the right one. So what is a freebie funnel or a lead magnet funnel? Most practitioners that I've seen tend to opt for a PDF download. A PDF download that relates to your niche. Now, make sure it does relate to your niche. I have seen many, many times on practitioners' websites when I go to do a website audit, they might have a lead magnet that doesn't actually relate to the type of clients that they actually want to have. Case in point, just recently in a website audit, I went onto a website of a practitioner who is a naturopath wanting to work with kids and specializing in pediatrics, which is amazing. But the lead magnet on this website was 10 hormone balancing meals for perimenopause. And to be honest, I've seen that same lead magnet on a number of practitioners' websites. So I don't know if maybe it's a one you can buy, a template, I'm not sure. But make sure that what you're offering relates to what you want to sell. So for example, in my clinic, as much as I had one-to-ones and I had a physical clinic, so all sorts of people would come in. Online, I niched into gut health. Within that niche of gut health, when you came onto my website, it offered you a download, secret insider's tips to heal your gut. And it said something about a naturopath's perspective, blah, blah, blah. That was a downloadable PDF document that they could get that walked them through some of the herbs and nutrients, etc., that they could be using to start to heal their gut. On my website, I also had DIY programs. I had my signature program, all gut related. So everything made sense. People downloaded that lead magnet very, very regularly. Once they've downloaded your lead magnet, they then receive something called an email nurture sequence. That is a series of generally about 5 emails. I've seen some up to 10, but generally about 5 emails that walks this new person through getting to know you. You would deliver the freebie that they've asked for, and you might point to a couple of things. Page 3, my clients find this tip really amazing. Thanks for downloading. Look forward to hearing more about your journey. Hit reply if you've got any questions. Then 3 days later, you would send another email. Now, at the moment, there is a bit of a problem online with people downloading freebies and never opening them. That could be that a lot are ending up in junk. So great in that next email to refer back to it again, attach your freebie again, and say, hey, have you had time to open that yet? My clients who use the checklist on page 4 start to get results within a week. So I recommend you have a look at that right now. Also wanted to tell you about and give them a bit of a case study. Give them a bit of an overview of how you could help them, just a really tiny snippet, a really good idea to offer them a link to a free discovery call. Now, throughout that 5 email series, you're just giving them some information, directing them to the document that you gave them, and giving them some other tips and support. It's about nurturing them along the journey. Think about your client attraction marketing as a journey of a number of steps. And each piece of this is a step along the path where working with you becomes the next logical step. That's what we're trying to create here. Now, for your freebie funnel or your lead magnet, it has to be something that solves an immediate problem. It's not a 30-page ebook. I recommend keeping it under 7 pages if it is a PDF, and you'll have an intro page and you'll have a final page that recommends other ways to work with you. So you've really only got 5 pages of content. We don't want to give so much information that we overwhelm people. Keep it short, succinct, easy tips, actionable. And that's the other point. It has to be actionable. What you want for this freebie is for them to use those tips and get a result. We want them to go, wow, that free thing I got me this result. Imagine how amazing it would be to work with you. What results would I get then? That's the kind of feeling you want to leave. A lead magnet also doesn't have to be a PDF. You could use a quiz. You could use a video. You could use a webinar. You could use a series of mini videos. I've got one on my website that helps to master your message, and it's 5 mini videos and about 5 to 10 minutes each. That one gets downloaded really, really regularly. So you can think about what's best for your clients. Let's say your right fit client is a busy mum. Busy mum doesn't have time to watch a 1-hour webinar, even if it's free. But mum might have time to listen to a 20-minute audio file while she's driving in the car or she's taking baby for a walk in the pram. So think about your client and the way that they would best consume this free content to start that journey of potentially working with you. Across all of that step 3, creating your client attraction system, remember that it's about building trust and building connection. It's not a sales pitch. You aren't giving a hard sell of sign up here, work with me here, book a consult there. It's about sharing how you can help and shining a light on that so they can take that next step when they're ready. For some people, they might use that process and jump on a call and come straight in and work with you. I've had that many, many times. For other people, Over the years, it wasn't uncommon to see people sitting on my email list for 12 months before they came in as a client. So don't think just because they haven't converted in that process that they won't convert. It can be a matter of timing, it can be a matter of budget, it can be a matter of all sorts of things. Now, step 4 in this process is to really master your discovery call process. Okay, it's about converting the right clients. I have a document on my website you can go and download. It's called Calls That Convert. What I'm about is creating an authentic discovery call process that sets up a win-win. You're aligning the clients with the right services and the right offers, so working with you becomes a no-brainer. What I never want for you is to feel like you're having to push people into things that don't fit or to give them the hard sell. A discovery call should never be that. And if it feels like that for you, then we need to be revisiting that and looking at your process. So I won't go into too much detail on that, but on my website under freebies, there is a downloadable you can grab called Calls That Convert, and I give you my simple 7-step process to calls that actually get that win-win between you both. Really well worth having a look at that one. So to keep it really simple, I just want to recap what those steps were. So your first step is defining who your right fit clients are, really understanding them, diving into what they feel, what they think, and what they believe, getting to know them on a deep level. Step 2 is crafting some marketing messages, those magnetic marketing messages that are actually going to get noticed. So taking those 3 things from step 1 and blending that with what your right fit clients need and what they desire. When you start to work all of that together, can you see how that's a really emotional message that will stand out to anybody? Even if you are on Facebook and people are scrolling past, those messages will jump out at them. Next is creating a client attraction system, a way to get leads on your list that you can be converting into clients. Most of you, the easiest way to do this is through a lead magnet or a freebie funnel, freebie download, some people call it. We're talking about the same thing. Giving a free resource of some description in whatever format that suits your ideal clients, followed by an email nurture sequence of 5 or so emails, getting to know you and understanding how you can help. It's really simple, isn't it? Just a simple 3-step process that starts to turn the wheels of clients coming into your practice. Now, it does take a little bit of time. You won't set this up tomorrow and see leads next week. It will take you a few weeks. Generally, I see about 6 weeks before we get those leads coming in like my client Tamara did. So try it in your practice and get that moving in your practice. I'd love to know when you start to see results from it. But be consistent, be regular. I promise it does work. You just have to give it enough time. To wrap up today, I just want to remind you, though, that attracting the right client and enough of these clients to fill your practice and to have it thriving, it's not about working harder. It's not about adding more hours to the day, and it's not about discounting to try and get more volume. It's actually about working smarter. The strategies and the tips that I've shared with you today, they are about working smarter. What we're doing is using systems and automations and processes to create a client attraction system that works for you basically while you sleep. Did you know website statistics tell us that most people are looking for a practitioner between the hours of 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. in the morning? That is when they're online searching for how can I cure my migraines? How can I make my PMT better? Are there natural solutions for menopause? Even in my clinic, most of my online bookings would come between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight. So having those online systems makes such a difference to be able to capture those visitors and turn them into clients. By implementing these simple but really impactful strategies that I've shared with you today, you will start to build your practice. What I want for you is a practice that is thriving, that is profitable, that doesn't burn you out, but is also fulfilling. You know what my tagline is: live your passion, grow your practice. And that's what I think we all have to be aiming for. If you'd like some more information on the tips that I shared in this episode, while you're on my website under freebies, there's also a free downloadable there called Attract Amazing Clients, a practitioner's guide to attract amazing clients. You can grab that on my website too. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you enjoy the content that's in those couple of free guides that I'm going to share with you. If you are looking for some personalized help and support in starting to generate this in your clinic so you can have a clinic that is thriving as well, come and connect with me. Right now, I've got spaces in my one-to-one mentoring, and I've also got a brand new program coming up soon for those of you that are just starting out, or you've only got a few years under your belt, you're struggling with that consistency. My new program, Practice Catalyst, is coming out soon, so I'd love to have you in there. Nothing makes me happier than working together with amazing practitioners to transform your practice into the thriving, profitable venture that we both know it can be. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Kaz Duffill. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, The Practice Success Toolkit, at kazduffill.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.